much. Big hello, warm namaste from India. Big greetings to everybody. It's so nice to be here and such an honor to be the featured poet. I am really overwhelmed. And like Dominique said, I've been reading off and on. And I've read so many poems on immigration. You know, India is a country which has many, many immigrants living in all the countries. So many immigration poems, many poems on Corona and the government and so on. So I thought I'll do something different today and start with a love poem. So this is actually a poem in Hindi from my book called Osil Subah, which means morning drenched with dew. So it's called Subah Ek Samuchi Muskurahat. सुबह उसके रंग में रंगी एक समूची मुस्कुराहट, सूरज और सूरजमुखी सी खिली मुस्कुराहट, जिसे आईने के सामने खड़े होकर मुस्कुराया भी जाए पुरसुकून धीमे धीमे, उसके रंग में रंगने की तरह किसी भी श्रृंगार से बेहतर. Morning, a total smile. Morning, drenched, colored, dyed even in his color. In the color of love, turns into a big smile. Effortlessly, organically, like sunshine spread out, like smiling in the sun. A sunflower smile, blooming with thoughts of his love. Can be smiled looking into the mirror by oneself, with memories of his love cherished, spreading slowly, immersing in his love, mild blush, better than any makeup ever worn. The second poem I wish to read is actually in English, and this one I wrote for Thailand Day, and this is about, various, just give me a second, even my computer suddenly started having some problems. So this is called Has the Sun Set Already? There was an International Dylan Day, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, Dylan Thomas, the big poet from Wales, celebrations, and we all participated. So this is the poem I wrote for that day, and this is kind of responding to his poem, Don't Go Easy into That Night. Has the sun set already? Has the sun set already just over my garden? On my grounds or all around? On top of the newly built skyscraping apartment complexes, which call upon, announce the evening so early, way earlier than before, an evening suddenly upon the blazing day, scorching day. It's just the beginning of May. No twilight in sight, no magic of golden, pink, red sky has the sun set already. Past the guava tree, where the parrot hullabaloo used to be, into the endless row of houses. Has the light disappeared and the night descended, and it's going to be night for a long time? Thankfully, bewitchingly, nights have their own dark magic. Darkness casts its own night spell. Just last night, past midnight, the cloud cover, thick blanket, tore apart, revealing supernatural dance of light with dark, hand in hand, cloud and moon, entwined in spectacular dance, awakens my soul like Steppenwolf, looking for the prairies, for savannah, wide, howl, strange embrace. Magic glimmer, white shimmer, visible only after the sunset. But has the sunset already? Over my part of the world where my heart is and thoughts stack. What a weird world we live in, a circle of dreams, destiny and hope. Is it sunrise time, the daily spectacle around which life is tied, politely asks us to be clock bound. Dear Galileo, they did not believe you when you said how punctual is Mother Earth, how steadfast on her orbit, and I am always late. But has the sun set already? Okay, so this poem is called, this is again a Hindi one, it's called Tanjav. समुद्र आज चांद का प्रतिबिंब था और चांद मुझसे दूर समुद्र उचक उचक कर आ रहा था मेरी जिंदगी की खाली जगह में समुद्र मेरी बाह पकड़कर खींचे लिए जा रहा था मेरे पैरों के नीचे की मिट्टी परे धकेलता वह मुझे गोद में उठाए लिए जा रहा था गुरुत्वाकर्षण से गहरा सम्मोहन मुझ पर उतारता समुद्र एक खौफनाक पुरुष था The ocean on a full moon night. The ocean today was a reflection of the moon and the moon itself, so far away. The ocean leapt up with each wave and tide into the empty spaces of my life, catching hold of me by my arm. The ocean pulled me, dragged me away with itself, pushing the ground beneath my feet. Beyond, picking me up in its lap, cuddling fondly, mesmerizing with an attraction deeper, more powerful than gravity. The ocean was an intimidating, scary man tonight. So I'm going to read a short poem from a book called Prison Turkeys, and I think that I have mentioned that this is actually based on my own detention. I was declared a bad immigrant and an illegal alien, and there are many poems about that as well. I don't remember if I've read them, but anyways, I will be reading them. So this is a short one called The Thing Called Justice. The thing called justice seemed very far away in the prison, not just on weekends when the law offices were closed, but on the days when they were open, even on court days, when entire trials were conducted without mentioning anything of the rights of the prisoner. So many of them, as the prisoner sat handcuffed, truly a reduced soul. So with that short kind of a political commentary from the other side, I will read a poem again in Hindi. It's called Kavita Ka Naksha, and I do a lot of environment poems about my country and the problems that it is facing. Kavita Ka Naksha. कविता का अपना एक रोमान तो होता ही है, अपना एक नक्शा भी होता है। वह जाने किन पहाड़ों पठारों से होती हुई लांघती सारी राजनीतिक सीमाएं, अक्सर किसी नदी नहीं तो सूख रहे या भर दिए जा रहे जलाशय पर आ टिकती है। नदियों के तलछट का भी अपना एक रोना है, उसमें नदियों का होना तो है, पर बहुत कुछ का खोना भी, और इस रुदन में अपना एक कंपन होता है, कारण और वजूद भी, और इस तरह एक पूरा नक्शा होता है कविता का। और अचानक तात्कालिक शहर के नक्शे के उस पर उतारे जाने से रूट कर जंगलों में चली जाती है कविता। The map of poetry. Poetry almost always has a romantic element, also has a map. Passing through strange, innumerable mountains, plateaus, crossing boundaries politically created, it often comes to sit by a river drying up or a pond being filled. There is a separate cry about the riverbed, in which the river is inevitably present, But so is the loss of so much beauty around, and this cry, this scream has its own vibrations, reasons and persona, and thus comes into being a neat map of poetry. And behold, with the sudden imposition of towns dilapidating like my own, poetry is sulking away, walking calmly into the tranquility of the forests. And I will do one more. It's called Sunehle Rang Ka Geet. I don't know if you heard about this huge debate about this new parliament house being built. So maybe this might have an echo of it. But, and also about the farmers' bill. I think I have read this earlier and not translated it. So I'm just going to read the translation. सुनहले रंग का जो एक बड़ा सा गीत फैला था खेत में घुटनों तक आ चुकी समान कर की फसलों में सुनहले किसी गुंबद को मात कर रहा था उसका समतल विस्तार एक ऊंची नीची बाली नहीं सुनहले रंग का जो एक लहरदार घुमावदार किनारेदार गीत फैला था खेत में गुनगुनाने को उसे सखी चलो मेरे साथ मकई के भी बालों में सखी. So I hadn't translated it at that point in time. Now I have. It's called the Golden Colored Song. That long, melodious, golden-colored song that so heartily spread out in the fields. In the even, symmetrical crops now reaching our knees, lovingly, perhaps is looking prettier than the golden dome of any building, any facade. Touching the horizon in such a magnificent gesture, the wheat field, with not a single stalk standing taller or shorter, humming, nodding, swaying its heads gently, creating ripples, waves with the wind. Each time it turns into a breeze, this sweet, satisfying melody, with bends and curves in the way and a border neatly etched along, still awaits us. Come, my friends, let's sing that golden song even in the gold-haired field. It's called चांदनी रातें. Kenny, क्या तुम देख सकते हो आज रात की बेइंतहा खूबसूरत चांदनी जिसने नहा दिया है हमें अपनी चांदी की चमकती धारा में क्या यह याद दिलाती है तुम्हें उन अनगिनत प्रेमिल रातों की जो गुजारी हमने साथ टहलते इसी चांद की चमक तले क्या तुम्हें याद है नींद में डूबे सोते हुए गांव चांद के किरणों के छींटे बना रहे थे जिन पर अंधेरे उजाले के दागदार चितकबरे निशान रात ने जहां तहां उठा रखी थी अपनी भावें छतों घरों के आगे क्या ऐसी ही एक चांदनी रात में लौट आओगे तुम पास मेरे और हाथ पकड़कर मेरा ले चलोगे वहां जहां हम हो सकेंगे साथ और सुखी हमेशा हमेशा.
Thank you, Pankhuri, for the Hindi. And this is the original English by June Williams. Kenny, do you see the glorious moonlight tonight that bathes us in its silver stream? Does it remind you of our many lambent nights spent walking in its glow? Do you remember the sleeping countryside, speckled with sparkling moonbeams, freckled with frowning nightshades? One moonlit night, will you come back to me and take me by the hand and lead me to where we can be happy together forever?
The next one is
Bravo.
called Troll. I just loved this. Troll. तुमने कहा मुझसे साथ बयानी को एक ट्रोल, वह दैत्य जो रहता है पुल के नीचे, बिस्तर के नीचे का राक्षस। तुम कैसे चाह या मांग सकती हो एक ऐसी कलाकृति जो खौफ का एक बाजारीकृत उत्पाद हो खिलौने साथ। मैंने ढूंढा भी ऊंची बड़ी सड़कों पर और पीछे की गलियों में, जाने किन कूचों में मेहनत कश लोगों से पूछा और पूछा पुरानी प्राचीन चीजों के कद्रदानों से। लेकिन अकेले जाना था मुझे ट्रोल की उस नगरी, उसके इलाके, उसकी झील में भी गहराइयों तक। मैंने दे दिया खुद को उसे, होकर कुछ भयाक्रांत, जानते हुए खुद को भेदते घिरा हुआ। एक नया बपतिस्मा भयानक और खतरनाक, एक और कदम आस्था की ओर। कोई राक्षस नहीं थे, नहीं था कोई ट्रोल, केवल मुक्ति की चाहत थी, लोभ जैसी संभव है हमारे 100 पुनर्जन्म। मैं वापस घर आया और ठीक मेरी मेज के नीचे मुझे मिल गया वह ट्रोल, वह भूताकार दैत्य धोखे की रुपहली परतों में और अमानुषिक व्यावसायिक चतुराइयों में। तुम्हारे लिए लेकर आया मैं एक पारा सिंहा, ताकि हम मुस्कुरा सकें। और आज मैं वादा करता हूँ खुशी को चुनने का वादा।
Thank you for your beautiful Hindi translation, Pankhuri. And appropriately enough, it was a poem that I wrote for my mother. You asked me to bring you a troll, the monster under the bridge, the monster under the bed. How could you ask for such an artifact? The Disneyfication of terror. I searched on the high streets, I searched in the back alleys. In Lopis, I spoke to those hunters of old. But I had to go alone, to the troll, to the depths. I gave myself to her in fear and vulnerability, a baptism fierce and dangerous, a leap of faith. But there were no trolls, only the temptation of release. We can be reborn 100 times. I came home and found the troll under a desk in the silver strands of deceit and corporate psychopathy. I brought you a moose so that we can smile. And today I promise to choose happiness.
Bravo!
Okay, now remembering your wonderful friend Anthony Boreda. सुप्रभात मिस्टर जोन्स, आइए मिलते हैं हमारे मेजबान से। मुझे पक्के तौर पर मालूम नहीं हम आए हैं पहले यहाँ, तैरते हुए चींटियों के साथ, नाचते हुए पानी के भूतों से। दांत काटती ठंड से जल गए हैं घुटनों के नीचे पैर हमारे, झुलसे हुए हैं फेफड़े, लहके तहके अंग प्रत्यंग। बर्फ गिरती रही लगातार और चढ़ते रहे हम चढ़ाई ट्रोल्स जोन की चोटियों तक, झील के किनारों तक। शुभ प्रभात मिस्टर जोन्स, आइए मिलते हैं अपने मेजबान से। रोशनी जलती है पर करती है निर्माण पत्थर के जमे हुए चौकीदार चबूतरों का। बर्च का युगों से कांपता हिलता पेड़ प्रतिध्वनित करता है रा रा रो की ध्वनियां। हम तैरते हैं चींटियों के साथ, नाचते हुए पानी के भूतों संग। याद आता है तुम्हारा मृदु स्वभाव और बेखौफ उच्छृंखल इरादे हमारे। बोले हुए शब्दों के बावत जितने ज्यादा उतने सुखकर। शुभ बिहान मेरे दोस्त, आइए मिले अपने मेजबान से और हम अब भी करेंगे मौज मस्ती। फेसबुक के अपने पोस्टों से चाय के बड़े टी पॉट का सच भरता है मुझ में विश्वास नया, तैरते हुए चींटियों नाचते हुए पानी के भूतों के संग। बाइपोलर सा दो टुकड़े में बटा मीठा दर्द, खूबसूरत कला बताती है एक महान कवि और लोक कथा प्रेमी का पता। सुप्रभात मिस्टर जोन्स, चलो मिलते हैं अपने मेजबान से।
I bet Ant wouldn't be able to believe it. Somebody talking about having Hindi from India in Cwrw. So the English original. Borada, Mr. Jones. Let's meet our hosts. I'm not too sure we have been here before. Swimming with Ant, dancing with water ghosts. Cool, burned shins, scorched lungs, hot organs sclerosed. Snow fell as we climbed to the Trollwyn shore. Borada, Mr. Jones. Let's meet our hosts. Light burns but creates frozen stone outposts. Birch ever swaying echoes, rah, rah, roar. Swimming with Ant, dancing with water ghosts. I miss your gentleness and our outrageous toasts. To spoken words, the merrier the more. Borada, Mr. Jones, let's meet our hosts. Now we will have our fun with Facebook posts. Teapot truth, my confidence to restore. Swimming with Ant, dancing with water ghosts. Bipolar sweet sorrow, brilliant artistry boasts, a great poet and lover of punk law. Borada, Mr. Jones, let's meet our hosts. Swimming with Ant and dancing with water ghosts.
Thank you so much. So this one's called Another Indian September. Just September and the rains have left us longing, the earth thirsty, parched, soiled, cracked, dust filling the air in our minds. We craved for the rain to rumble and roar, quench our souls, fill up the fields, for the earth needs a drink. Irrigate, Mother Earth, oh, you gods of rain. Oh, you gods of rain, prayed the farmers as they pulled out water, underground water, with an electric machine and got emptier. Be kind, Mother Nature, oh, you dear nymphs above and the snake gods below us. It's September now and feels like June. While so many died of heat stroke, air conditioners blared in government offices, big and small, in a few homes alike, while some looked for shade and we, the farmers, kept our paddies standing tall. But it's September now. It's the end of innocence, end of patience, end of summer. And where is our autumn? May we humbly ask, who stole our autumn? Okay, I will do one more September poem. You know, in India, it's either the drought or the floods, unfortunately. So that was about the drought, and this is about the flood. It's called September 2020. End of the rainy season, mild to scorching heat. Temperatures rise, cause rainfall, rain, beautiful rain. Come September, heat should have mellowed, rains subsiding, the earth should have been green. But alas, behold the waterlogged fields. For this year, my friends, the great Indian monsoon has decided to be kind. It has drenched the rich, submerged the poor. Instead of bringing a great harvest, it has brought havoc. Houses have risen above the rivers that suddenly flew overnight into the lives of people. River management, water policy is a parliamentary debate that has scarcely taken place or will probably never really take place. We will be left with news and pictures of drowning lives, cattle, fields, crops when September was when all of these could have bloomed. Blossomed like jasmine, kitnar, malti, flowers native to the soil are fragrant indeed, in the middle of floods, on higher grounds, surrounded, threatened. Okay, I think I will do just one more poem, and that is a translation from third collection of mine, and this is called मछुआरे और समुद्र का रक्त स्नान. मछुआरे भी स्पीच खूब रहे सुर्खियों में, अदला बदली हुई उनकी देशों के बीच, जहां कहीं समुद्र के सीने पर थी सरहद, नहाया भी समुद्र खून में उनके, तब भी जब कोई तूफान नहीं लेकर आई थी हवा. The fishermen and the ocean's bloodbath. The fishermen suddenly surfaced in the headlines, those quietly fishing the waters for world's food. Came in news were exchanged between nations, wherever the border ran across the breast of the ocean, bifurcating strictly people from people, spilling blood on water, bathing the ocean red, bathing the ocean in blood. The ocean had a blood bath, even when there was no storm, no fury in the wind. Thank you. I think that's about it.